This conference will now be recorded.
Great. So hi everyone. Welcome to this session on polity. Uh, so in this session, first of all, I will tell you that which all areas, which all sections from the two polity ebooks are are the ones where you need to focus on more. What kind of questions could be asked from those particular topics within polity, and then we will end the session with a quick rapid fire of around 10-11 questions from polity. Later on within this week, I'll also provide you a list of frequently asked questions from polity in the form of questions along with their answers, so that you can revise them as well. Okay, now let me first talk about polity ebook 1. This ebook, everyone who may have joined the course knew this ebook is there in the ebook section of the course. Now, what all to study in this ebook? So you should first of all remember about the composition of the Constituent Assembly. This this is slightly important. You should remember this part, the composition of the Constituent Assembly. Then you can skip this part, you can skip these dates. You don't need to remember all this. You don't need to remember all the members of the drafting committee. Just remember who was the head of the drafting committee. Just remember that. You don't need to remember all the names. Preamble to the constitution, you can skip it. There is no need to remember something very specifically. What you need to remember is what are the four different aspects which the preamble reflects. So these four ones are what you need to remember. And one more thing, the word secular and the word integrity in the constitution, they are very important. So they may ask you a question like, how many times has the word secular come up in the constitution? The answer to this is two. But broadly they may ask you that how many times has the word secular appeared in the Constitution of India. So they may ask you that kind of a very very basic question. All this you can skip. You can skip this reading this paragraph that it was amended on December 18 1976, etc. You can skip this. You can skip this. Again, these that from where all has the constitution borrowed different features, you can skip this. You don't need to remember that the single citizenship was borrowed from UK, etc., etc. You can skip this part, that what was borrowed from US, what was borrowed from UK, what was borrowed from Russia, Japan, Australia, Canada. You can skip all this part. When I say skip, I majorly mean that it's not important to study it. There is a very 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 rare chance that a question can come from it, so you can skip it. This is important. Should schedules in constitution is important. You should know that which schedule is for what. This particular table is very important. Table of schedules is important. Now you can skip the theory around fundamental rights. You should remember all these rights which are put up over here. You should remember the articles against the abolition of different rights or the inclusion of different rights. So they may ask you that in which article was the abolition of untouchability happened? In which article did the abolition of titles happened? In which article did the equality before law was introduced? These articles are important to remember. These articles are important to remember. Similarly here, these articles are important to remember. They can ask you that in which article was right to education introduced, in which article was protection of life and personal liberty introduced, in which article was protection against arrest and detention in certain cases was introduced. Similarly here, these names of articles and what happened in those articles is important. Please do not skip it. Please do remember it. You can skip this entire theory part of President of India. No need to study all this theory. Qualifications, you should remember. They may in the exam they may give you 3 or 4 qualification points, and they can ask you that which of the following is the qualification criteria for president and which of the following is not the criteria for qualification. They may ask you those kind of questions. Powers, you should remember the powers of president. You should remember. No need to remember this table. Just remember who was the first president. You just need to remember Rajendra Prasad. You don't need to remember the tenure dates. You don't need to remember all the names. You can skip this. Similarly, for vice president, just remember the qualification criteria. Remember the functions. You can skip the offices. Just remember who was the first vice president and who is the current vice president. Similarly, for prime minister, you need to remember the qualification criteria. You need to remember the powers, and you need to remember who was the first prime minister and who is the current prime minister. Though I'm pretty sure that current prime minister will not be asked in the exam. These important facts which are mentioned here, you can skip them for now. Only if later on time is left and you have completed all other ebooks, then you can come back and read these important facts, else you can skip these. These 10 points you can skip. Prime Ministers of India, as I said, remember the first one and the current one. Is it clear? Is it clear what all is important from this particular ebook? So from this ebook, particularly the articles and what was introduced or what was abolished is important. Powers, qualification criteria of president, vice president, prime minister, the first president, vice president, prime minister, the current one, and then what all comes under fundamental rights. Is it clear? Is it clear what part to study in Polity ebook 1, what to skip? Okay. Everyone, any questions so far? Drafting committee you can skip. Just remember who was the head of the drafting committee. You don't need to remember all the names. Now coming to Polity ebook 2. Polity ebook 2. When it comes to Lok Sabha, remember through which amendment act was Lok Sabha rules formed? What is the qualification criteria to get in to become a Lok Sabha member? Which state or union territory has the highest number of Lok Sabha seats, has the lowest number of Lok Sabha seats? You don't need to remember the Lok Sabha seats of all the states and all the UTs. Just remember for the highest and the lowest, both for state and the UT. You should know who is the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, who is the chairman of Lok Sabha, and who is the leader of Lok Sabha from the ruling party. And what is a typical tenure? So when I said chairman, I basically refer to speaker. Who is the speaker of Lok Sabha and who is the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha? You should know the special powers of speaker. This is important. Similarly, Rajya Sabha, know the qualification criteria. Know that on which basis is a particular state allocated the number of Rajya Sabha seats. Then you should know who is the speaker of Rajya Sabha, who is the deputy speaker of Rajya Sabha, who is the leader, who is the opposition leader, and what is the qualification criteria. Rest all theory you can skip. Rest all theory you can skip over here. No need to get into the difference between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Just know that what is the overall strength and how is the functioning different in terms of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha voting for passing of any bill, which I'm pretty sure that most of you would be knowing by your common general knowledge as well. These two articles, just remember Article 249 and Article 312. Just remember these two, and what powers did they give to Rajya Sabha? Remember the meaning of this. So when I say summoning, you should be able to tell that what is the meaning of summoning. The question can come in the exam like, by summoning of the Lok Sabha or by summoning of the parliament, which of the following do you mean? Joint sitting, what is the meaning of joint sitting? What is the meaning of prorogation? What is the meaning of adjournment? Just know the meanings. Just know the meanings of these terms, that will suffice. You should know what is the meaning of ordinary bill, what is the meaning of money bill, what is the meaning of financial bill, and what is the meaning of constitution amendment bill. You should know their meanings. These three articles are important. Please remember these three articles. Article 352 brought in national emergency. Article 356 brings in president's rule. Article 360 brings in financial emergency. They may ask you that which of the following articles gets evoked when national emergency is announced, or which of the following articles is used when president's rule is announced. So they may ask you these kind of questions, and no, in the exam. So these three articles are important, and typically these are the three things which they will ask you. There is no fourth thing for them to ask over here. State legislature part you can skip. Just remember the qualification criteria and the powers. Rest everything you can skip. Similarly for the governor, just remember the qualification criteria, the powers, and how is the governor appointed. Similarly for local self bodies, just remember the power and the qualification criteria. Supreme Court, for judge of a Supreme Court, again comes the qualification and the powers. So the only two important things for any designation for you to remember in the entire booklet is the qualification criteria, the powers, and those three articles which I highlighted earlier. In the case of judges, just remember the retirement age also. Retirement age is also important for judges, which can be asked in the question that what is the retirement age of a Supreme Court judge, what is the retirement age of a High Court judge. Now this is important, types of writs. They may ask you that what is the meaning of habeas corpus, or which article introduced habeas corpus. Similarly for quo warranto, what is the meaning of this? Through which article was it introduced? So these writs are important. Please go through all the writs. In the parliamentary terms, most of these definitions you will be knowing, basis your common general knowledge. Just revise them once. Knowing the basic meaning of the definitions is important. Know them. You don't need to remember all these amendments. You can skip all these amendments. When I will give you Q&A from polity, I will cover the important amendments. So you can skip all these amendments for now. I will cover the important amendments in the Q&A ebook which we will release within this week for you. So all the other amendments you can skip. Whatever amendments will be there in the quiz format ebook which I will provide you, just remember those. Is it clear? Anyone, any doubt? What all to study in this ebook? What to skip? Does this help you? Now, Rajya Sabha, no Vinisha, again the number of seats For the highest number of seats from a state or a UT, the lowest number, qualification criteria, powers, who is the speaker, who is the leader, who is the leader of opposition. Now, just to give you a flavor that what kind of questions can be asked from polity, let's have a quick quiz of polity. The first question is on your screen. Which of the following statements is not in the correct reference of fundamental rights? A, B, C, D. Question number 1. Question is, which of the following is not correct? Are they available to SC, ST? Yes. Are they available to minorities? Yes. Are they guaranteed to all human beings? Yes. Do they protect only the citizen of India? No. Anyone who at any point of time is in India and is a human being, he is eligible for fundamental rights. Answer to this question is option number B, they protect only the citizen of India. Option number B is the correct answer. This quiz is just to give you a flavor of kind of questions asked, so don't worry if you get them wrong. Now this is how they will ask you. Which of the following articles of the Constitution prohibits human trafficking? Article 21, 22, 23 or 24? Yes, Prasanna, Ria, Raghu, Shruti. Yes, you are correct. It is Article 23, option number C. Article 23, option number C is the one which prohibits human trafficking. Similar, another question. Which of the following articles prohibits the untouchability? Right, Niharika, Prasanna, Raghu, Padmalya. It is Article 17. Yes, Ria, it is Article 17, option number A. Now, this is how they can ask you one more thing. Which of the following facts is true about the Adivasi in India, about the ST in India? Which of the following statements is true? Option number A, there are over 500 different Adivasi groups. B, they contribute to 8% of the population. C, they are located in these cities. D, all of the above. Which of the following is true? Yes, Akanksha, Pratap, Padmalya, Damini, the correct answer is option number D. Yes, Shruti, the ST groups, they are above 500 in number. They contribute 8% of the population, and they are majorly located in industrial centers like Jamshedpur, Raurkela, Bokaro, Bhilai, etc. My answer is option number D. Yes, Anjali, yes, Sonia, you are correct. It's option number D. Tell me this one. Which of the following statements is or are true about the Indian secularism? Four statements are given. You need to select that which of these four are correct. Options are given in below A, B, C, D. You can read the statements and tell me your answer. Okay, is statement number A true? The government has power to make law to provide equal rights to all the citizens even in the religious matters. Is it true? It's true. Secular state will not intervene in the affairs of religion. Is it true or is it wrong? The state can intervene in the affairs of religion, so my statement number B is wrong. If a matter is related to gender-based inequality, the state has got every right to protect those, and a secular state should interfere in religion to bring about social reform. My correct statements are A, C, and D. My correct answer is option number C, because option number C says A, C, and D. Is it clear, everyone? This is how they will ask you the qualification criteria question. What is the educational qualification for a candidate to contest election of Lok Sabha? Right, as most of you are saying, no educational qualification is required as such, and that is the reason that we have such intelligent people sitting in Lok Sabha in such a good majority, that the educational qualification does not exist. Whatever qualification criteria exist are all because of other reasons, but not education, and hence we all know what happens in Lok Sabha. But yes, there is no educational criteria. This is how they are going to ask you the qualification criteria which I was talking about. I have put up educational qualification here. They can put up age, they can put up something over there and ask you that what is the criteria. True, Zakia. I completely agree. I believe people who rule the who rule the country, they should at least have some basic education. Another question. Which of the following articles prohibits the sale purchase of human beings? Right, Shruti? It's a sad state, but we can't do anything. So, which of the following articles of the Constitution prohibits sale purchase of human beings? Vibhuti says B, Ria says B, Swati says B, Niharika says B, Sonia also says B, Akanksha also says B. Yes, my correct answer is Article 23. Article 23 of the Constitution prohibits sales and purchase of human beings, that is the human trafficking. Correct, Padmalya. My answer is option number B, Article 23. This is how they'll ask you, which among the following is the basis of representation in Rajya Sabha for states? Is the number of seats of a state dependent upon its area or its population or both or neither? Okay, so we see a divided house between B and C. Should I tell the correct answer? The correct answer is only population. Option number B. We don't consider area. Remember, and the easy way to remember this is how is the Rajya Sabha seats for a particular state or a UT decided? It is basis the number of legislative seats. The number of legislative seats, that is, say the number of seats of MPs. Now member of parliament, that is the number of seats of a state in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha seats are going to be in same proportion. And Lok Sabha seats, they are in proportion of population. They are independent of area. So if my Lok Sabha seats are dependent upon population, my Rajya Sabha seats also become dependent upon population. Correct answer is B, area is not considered. I was talking about habeas corpus while talking in the ebook 2 of polity. So Supreme Court would issue a writ of nature of habeas corpus generally when there is a violation of rights given by which article? Now you are understanding what kind of questions can come. How can they ask you? Because I was seeing that most of you were getting worried that how to remember the articles and everything. But this is how they're going to ask you questions. Simran, I will provide you that, don't worry. As I said, I will provide you one quiz ebook. It will have all these things. Question number 10, answer is which article? 14, 15, 19, 21. Which article? Article number 21. Article 21. Habeas corpus is used when there is a violation of rights given by Article 21. Last question of the day. Which of the following committees of Parliament considers the question of contempt of the House? What this means is whenever there is a claim of contempt of House on any member of Parliament, which of these committees takes up the case? Select Committee, Committee on Privileges, Committee on Petitions, or none of them? Which of the following committees take this up? Any guesses? It cannot be Committee on Petitions, Simran, because Committee on Petitions means that it's going to take up petitions. Contempt of House is something related to the privileges which the members have, or the privileges which Parliament has. This particular case is taken up by Committee on Privileges. Option number B. Okay. The correct answer for this is Committee on Privileges. Sure, Padmalya, we will be doing current affairs sessions also. I am first completing these topics so that you know what all to study. In current affairs, we know what to study. Right? Great. So with this, we come to the end of the session today. I hope the session was of some use. You know what all to study, plus you also know that what kind of questions can be asked. That in what way are they going to ask you questions in the exam. I hope today it's clear. And I'm pretty sure that most of you should be confident that polity is one area where you can study few things and probably get all the 100% marks from polity questions. Am I correct? Do you think you can do that? Great. Perfect. Recording of this session will be provided to you, so don't worry. Good night, everyone. And thank you for taking out time on a Saturday evening. And happy Dishara to all of you. Thank you.